All right, so I've currently got Rex on the phone. He's another musician that reached out about the current interview series. So I'm going to go ahead and give him the chance to introduce himself.
Hi there. My name is Rex. I am the drummer for a local Orlando band called About Tuesday. I've been playing drums most of my life. I'm 34 years old, so I've been, playing them forever. Got started very little. It kind of runs in my family. I got my first drum set from my grandfather, who was a drummer in a big 16-piece jazz band for many years. And he kind of taught me everything I knew. So that's where my love for it kind of started. And it just kind of grew from there as I got older. He gave me my first drum set and, just fell in love with the instrument and through music that way. And it's been with me ever since. So that's a little about me.
Awesome. So you kind of touched base there about where I usually start these interviews. When you were very young, getting into music and first finding it, how did you begin that exploration? Since you already kind of expressed that you found a passion for it, what were kind of your initial steps to begin learning instrumentation?
Yeah, so with that, really, it came from, I was very close with my family, extended family. We were very close to my mom's side. Through just geographically. I'm from Michigan originally. And so driving down to my grandparents' house, who, like I said, was where I first found drums. And my grandfather always had his kit set up in his spare room, or even if it wasn't, he would set it up for me when he knew I was coming through, and we just kind of close off in there, and he'd teach me little things, teach me rudiments, and just other things that I could practice when I'm at home, and just watching him, do his thing on his drum set. It was a 1950s Slingerland kit. I actually still have it. It was the first kit I played on. I played on it for a long time, up until about a year ago, actually, when I bought a new one. But yeah, so it was really through him. He got me interested in it. He got me interested in, listening to specific drummers and, obviously the classics like Buddy Rich. He was a huge one, that I'm sure everybody knows. Even if you're not a drummer, you pretty much know who Buddy Rich is. And just kind of learning from that and going from there, and he was really the main reason why I picked up the instrument.
Okay. And so once you did kind of find the instrument that you wanted to focus on, did you participate in like the regular school curriculum, or was it completely outside of school?
No, yeah, no, it was, I was in the school band. I was a band nerd, all the way up through college, actually. So I stuck with it, through grade school, after the recorder. And when you finally got to choose an instrument, I of course chose drums, and my instructor, at the time, we had to pick a backup, which I thought was really weird, because like I knew I wanted to play drums. I knew that's the route I wanted to go. I didn't even think about anything else. So in the room, I was talking to him, and he was like, "So you want to play drums? But if drums don't work out for whatever reason, what's a backup instrument you want to play?" And for some reason, don't know why, I picked trombone. I again gave it no thought whatsoever. But yeah, so drums were always in the forefront of my mind, and did that through school for a while. So, playing in concert bands, did that, did the jazz bands and things in high school as well. Drumline, though, was where I really had the most fun. Like that's where, it's the most, it's the funnest. No, funnest isn't a word. The most fun section of the band. So that's where I wanted to be.
Sure. As a drummer myself, I spent 6 years in the school music program, and my favorite parts of it were the drum line, for sure.
Awesome. I know you're interviewing me, you're asking me questions, but let me ask you a question. What did you play in the drum line?
Oh, I did quads.
Quads. Okay.
Yes.
Nice. Yeah, that's actually where I started too. I started on the quads, and then I was center snare my sophomore through senior year. So yeah, man, quads all the way, man.
Yeah.
They are so much fun.
They're very fun. It has a direct translation into the way that I approach playing the drum kit too, because I'm very tom heavy and everything. So it worked well for me. But moving back to you. So that whole time that you were doing the whole school band curriculum, were you also doing like hobby band, like the garage band circuit, hooking up with friends to play music? What was going on that side?
Yeah, so yes, definitely was doing that, and we weren't really doing garage stuff. Again, I'm from Michigan, so we were doing basement bands, right? So
Mm.
that's a thing here in Florida. We don't have basements, so there's no basement bands around here, which kind of is unfortunate, and no basement shows, which are a ton of fun.
Hmm.
But yeah, so did the whole basement band thing in high school. Was with many different arrangements of friends, and nothing ever really serious, just getting together, having some fun, making loud music and hitting things hard and fast, and not sounding good a lot of the time, but we thought we were awesome, so, and that's all that mattered. um
Sure.
and I'm sure I lived in a neighborhood, and I'm sure our neighbors loved us. But again, being a big musical family that I'm from, my parents, they didn't care. Like they actually encouraged it, and my mom would make meals and stuff for us. So we had it set up pretty good, because you pretty much go where the drummer is for rehearsal, right? So everybody would
Hmm.
always come over to my house, and we'd play for hours and hours, and just have a good time. And I never really played out for like shows, because in my hometown that really wasn't a thing. I'm from northern Michigan, and all the big concerts were in Detroit, Grand Rapids area down south, so it was tough for us to get there. But every once in a while, we play in a friend's garage or basement or whatever, just something small just for fun. But it's all for fun, because that's really what music is. At the end of the day, is just fun. So as long as you're having fun doing it, that's really all that matters.
Absolutely. I totally agree. So once you went to college, did you pursue education in music, or was it secondhand? How did that go?
Yeah, so college was an interesting time. When I was getting ready to graduate high school, I was looking at different colleges and applying to a bunch of different places, and I was actually looking at Berklee College of Music out in Boston. I was looking out there, but didn't end up going that route. I didn't end up going the music route. I went to business school, in a school in Kalamazoo, Michigan, and of course, I did drumline for the first 2 years, but wasn't a music major, wasn't anything like that. So it really was more of just still the hobby, as opposed to looking to a career. I always had the dream of, oh, I'm going to be a rock star someday, and that'd be awesome. But didn't really like my school career path wasn't in music. So
Hmm.
just kind of kept it to drumline, which again, high school or college drumline is so much fun.
Hmm.
And we were a smaller MAC school, so it wasn't a huge line. Well, actually, no, it was a huge line, but it wasn't a huge school. Our drum line was like, I think my freshman year was, I want to say 75, 80 people. It was huge, huge, absolutely ginormous.
Yeah, that's massive.
Um, yeah, and not only did we have quads, but we had tries as well. So we had a three tom setup.
Hmm.
So it was just insane. Um, but yeah, so kind of kept it as a hobby for a long time.
Awesome. So once you did get out of college, uh, I suppose there's no better way to ask this question, but what made you get back into music and wanting to get like a band of people together again?
Yeah, so it was basically born out of boredom, and just thinking one day, because I kind of had stopped playing for a while when I moved down here to Florida, because I didn't really have a way to bring my drums down with me. And I live in an apartment, so I'm pretty sure I would have been evicted immediately had I brought my drums
Sure.
inside. So that was really, it was kind of a bummer, because I was like, well, should I grow up? Should I kind of put this dream aside, and should I, just focus on getting a career and working and all that? And it was like that for a while. It was tough, but I just thought, hey, let me try this and see if this works, and found out after a couple of years that that's not how my brain is wired. That's not what I wanted. That's not how I wanted my life to go. So I was like, I need to find a way to get my drums down here. I need to find a way to to make that work. So actually, in one of my jobs for a cartoon mouse, I don't know if I'm allowed to say their name, over this,
Sure.
but yeah. So in one of my jobs for Disney, I met this guy who was actually on your program a couple weeks ago,
Hmm.
John Massengill.
Sure.
Or John, yeah, and he's like, "Hey, I'm in a band, and I've got this rehearsal space, and if you want to bring some drums down, we might be able to work something out." So that's how I got my drums down here originally. Is we share a rehearsal space with him and his band, and then it was just I was like, I need to find some people now. I've got my drums down here. I'm ready to go. Like let's find some people and let's get this thing going.
Hmm. Awesome. So that kind of brings us up to where we are now. Tell me about the project that you're currently working on, and what you're excited about for it.
Yeah, so I'm in About Tuesday is the name of the project, and it's something that's been we've been working on it now for a couple of years, and we spent a lot of time in the rehearsal space before we started playing out and before we started putting anything public, just because we wanted to make sure that we weren't this band that has five cover songs ready to go, and here we are, we're going to go out and play. We really wanted to sound good, and we wanted to put the best version of About Tuesday out there. So yeah, so that's kind of how that went, and it was actually born during lockdown of all timings. May of 2020
Hmm.
is when we officially kind of when we started this project About Tuesday.
Awesome. So you guys are. It's been a couple years since you guys started. Have you put out material, or are you looking to book shows? Where are you currently at?
Yeah, so we are doing the bar scene right now. We've been playing at some local bars, and we started out doing some open mic nights and things like that. And actually, here next week, actually the first week of May, we're going to start recording our own stuff. We're going to start recording some originals and getting ready for those. Because up until now, we've been doing cover songs, because that's how you make money around here. Starting out in this circuit as a cover band. So we're doing that, and then we're gonna start recording our own stuff here next week.
Excellent. Perfect. Do you guys have anything out there at the moment that people can listen to? We'll go over social media links and everything. I just want to see if you're actually releasing stuff.
Yeah, so we don't have anything released just yet. This thing we're going to start recording is our first. Will be the first recordings that we've done. So yeah. So right now we just have our socials and stuff where people can hear us. I mean, outside of the voice memos that we have recorded of us in the rehearsal space, which honestly just sounds like me because I'm the loudest thing in the room. So
Sure.
so yeah, it just sounds like me and a little bit of guitar and a little bit of our vocalist, but yeah, so
Okay.
we're getting there.
Well, so from the period of time from you first learning that you wanted to play drums, doing drumline, and then also, getting this band together in Florida, what are some of your favorite memories that stand out about the time that you've spent participating in music?
Honestly, those times sitting with my grandpa, it's going to sound really cheesy, but it's 100% the truth. Sitting with my grandpa, watching him play, and seeing his love for it, because I think the way I saw him when he was playing it, that just really resonated with me and really got me thinking, like, this is a fun thing. First off, two, it's something that runs in the family. So I come from a long line of musicians and drummers and things like that. So it just felt right. And just seeing him do it really kind of made it real. And it was like, wow, like this is something that he does, like, almost he played every weekend up until he was like 85 years old. Like, this guy was crazy. Like, he and drummers are, as I'm sure
Hmm.
like, we're a different breed of people. So it's it was just that. I don't know if that made any sense
Sure.
verbally, but but in my head it sounded right. But just watching him play was really the catalyst for the whole thing.
Awesome. Very cool. So what are some social media links where people can either check out stuff that you've already done or look for when you do release for your current project? Where can people find you?
Yeah, so you can find us at About Tuesday. You can go on Instagram and just search About Tuesday. We try to make it as simple as possible, and we're the first thing that pops up. Pretty much on Facebook as well. Just search About Tuesday, and you'll find us. We're the only About Tuesday pop punk cover band as of now from Orlando. So yeah, just find us that way.
Awesome. And I always like to give the person I'm interviewing the opportunity to put out their last words. So just a message that you want to throw out there that you feel you resonate with.
Okay, yeah. So some advice and some things that really resonate with me is just if you're thinking about doing music at all in any capacity whatsoever, give it a shot. Just try it, because music, number one, I think is fun. It's something that is a great stress reliever, especially drums. It's one of those things that you can express yourself. It's one of those expressive outlets um, that is just, I think, is super important to be able to express yourself, and drums are a great way to do that. And whether that's something, even if it's serious like starting a band, or even if it's just something for fun that you do by yourself in your garage or whatever, just pick it up and try it, and just have some fun with it, because again, that's at the end of the day, that's what music is. It's fun. And if it's not fun, you shouldn't be doing it, right? So yeah, just give it a try.